Building section drawings are orthographic projection drawings on the cutting plane of one part of a building after it is vertically cut by an imaginary vertical plane, and one part is removed. The building section shall be drawn according to the orthographic projection method, and the drawing shall include the building structures, fittings and necessary dimensions, and elevations visible in the section and projection direction. Second, the drawing steps, according to the content to be expressed in the sectional view, are divided into: first, draw the horizontal and vertical positioning axes. Second, draw the indoor and outdoor ground lines, the walls and doors and windows that are sectioned. Third, draw the sectioned floor slabs and roofs. Fourth, draw the projection lines of visible doors, windows, columns and beams, etc. Fifth, mark the dimensions and elevations. Write the drawing name, scale, etc. We still draw the building section in the completed floor plan file. First, we observe the position of the cutting symbols. The cutting symbol cuts along the longitudinal direction of the building, and the cutting direction is towards the north. First of all, we can still copy the vertical axis numbers, and necessary positioning dimensions in the floor plan to the directly above the floor plan as auxiliary lines. The drawing steps of the sectional view are similar to those of the elevation, because the observation position of the elevation is to stand outside the building to observe the building, while for the sectional view, the observation position is move indoors. In this way, compared with the elevation, the sectional view has one more content of the cutting plane. First of all, we switch the layer and draw a horizontal line of plus or minus 0 at a relatively lower position of the vertical axis. Offset it downward by 150. Because the outdoor elevation on the north side is minus 0.15, draw the outdoor horizon. Offset it upward by 3.4 meters. To draw the floor height line, that is, the roof plane, the positioning line on the roof side. And the height of the parapet wall. First of all, we draw the sectioned walls. Axis 1 is the outermost wall of the duty room. We know that this wall has an eccentricity so the left-hand side of the wall is 175, and the right-hand side is 25. The eccentricity direction of the outer wall on axis 7 is opposite to that on axis 1. The left-hand side of the wall is 25, and the right-hand side is 175. The middle wall is centered. because the walls on these four axes of 3, 4, 5, and 6 are basically the same. We can first complete the wall on axis 3 and then directly copy it. Offset the roof auxiliary line by a thickness 100 mm stick. On the left side of the section beam is 175. And on the right side is 75. The beam height is 400. The middle beam on the left side is centered without eccentricity. The eccentricity direction of the beam on axis 7 is opposite to that on axis 1. We can copy the beams on other axes. Trim the wall lines that extend into the beam. There are also two interior partition walls in the sectioned bathroom. Their positions are 1.1 meters and 1050 respectively. We can directly offset them. The wall thickness is 100 millimeters. For the doors and windows in this section, the windowsill height is 1 meter. Considering the indoor-outdoor height difference, it is 1050 in total. The window height from the outdoor ground level is 1100. Let's refresh the layer of the floor slab. The reinforced concrete parapet wall can be drawn first. Draw it as a 100 thick parapet wall. On the other side, we use mirroring. Draw the indoor and outdoor ground level lines. Then indicate the visible doors and windows in projection. First, draw the windowsill lines. And then use the rectangle command. The top elevation of the doors and windows is on the same line. For the column edges, our windows are arranged adjacent to the columns, so they still need to be moved 175. The door width is 1.1 meters. The height is 2.1 meters. The windowsill height is drawn 100 lower. Copy the column edges Continue to draw the doors and windows for the parts visible in projection. As for the doors and windows in other bays, we can directly copy them. So far, we have finished drawing the doors and windows visible in projection. Delete the auxiliary lines. Next, we draw the rain canopy outside the duty room in section. Move the parapet wall on axis 1 to the edge of the rain canopy slab. Draw the outdoor platform. Because on the outside of the rain canopy slab and on the outside of axis 7, there is also an exterior wall panel on the first floor, we need to indicate them. And we can use the multi-line command to draw. And change the scale to 50. There is a joint covering plate on top of the parapet wall. Indicate the purlin with a multi-line. Then mirror the wall panel, purlin and joint covering plate to axis 7. The wall panel is 350 away from the indoor floor level. Copy it down. Draw the projection line on the top of the parapet wall. Next, we can carry out the dimensioning. For the dimensioning of the sectional view, there are also 3 sets of dimensions in the vertical direction. We can directly copy the dimensioning of the elevation view. The outdoor elevation on the south and north sides is different. So stretch the outdoor dimension. The height difference on the north side is only 150. 0.150. We also mirror on the side of axis 1. Stretch the outdoor horizon line. The first set of door and window positioning dimensions in the horizontal direction can be deleted. We still need to indicate the 2 door openings on the partition wall in the toilet. Since they are door openings, we don't need to show the door and window treatment of them. And then just indicate the projection lines of the door openings. Let's tidy up the axes. And do some trimming. Fill the concrete parts, that is, the floor slabs, roof slabs, beams, and parapet walls. We switch to the filling layer. Modify this layer. And can trim it again. Copy the drawing name and scale over. And delete the auxiliary lines. Our sectional drawing is completed. If you want to draw a set of architectural drawings quickly and well, first of all, you should have a solid professional foundation and be relatively familiar with architectural space, building construction, and drawing standards. Secondly, the drawing methods should be appropriate. The drawing idea from the whole to the part should be carried out throughout the whole process, and the drawing software should be applied proficiently. The rest is to practice more and summarize more, and you will surely be able to improve your drawing level and speed rapidly.